Hello everyone, welcome or welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Emily. In today's video, I thought that I would let a TBR jar choose the books that I'm going to read in March. I've done this so many times on my channel at this point, but I haven't done it in a couple of months, so I thought that I'd bring it back for March because I do feel like I'm going to have a very successful reading month in March because I actually just resigned from my job, and so in the next month I'm just going to be sitting at home and I will have so much time to read, which I'm so excited about. So I think I'm going to choose like 8 prompts today, and I'm very excited to see what prompts I get, to see what books I can choose. So let's not ramble on too much and let's just get straight into it. Okay, I'm gonna give it a good shake first. I actually added quite a few prompts a couple of months ago, so it is like quite full. There's quite a few in here, and I'm just clipping the microphone to myself, so hopefully you guys can actually hear me. Hopefully there's nothing muffled or anything, but okay, let's choose the first prompt. I'm actually scared. I really hope that I get good prompts today. Ooh, okay, a color name in the title. I have one at the top of my head that I'm gonna like scour my bookshelves now and see how many options I could have, because this is actually an interesting one. I feel like there could be a few options for this. There honestly also could be like none, so we'll have to see. Okay, I actually have a few more options for this prompt than I was kind of expecting to, so let's go through them. Starting off with the book that like first came to mind for me, we've got Blue Sisters by Coco Mellors. I do really want to read this, and I've heard such incredible things about it. I think it's like a literary fiction, and I know that it's following a few sisters and one of them passes away, and I think they have to like try to save their childhood home or something. Like that's what this book is about, so definitely going to be an emotional one, but I don't know if it's the kind of time for me to read a book like this right now, so I don't think that I'm going to choose this one as much as I do want to read this, because I do think that I'm going to end up loving it. Next one, I don't even know if you can really consider this a colour, but I've got The Obsidian Tower by Melissa Caruso. I feel like obsidian can definitely be considered a colour. Like obviously it's a crystal, but it's like a black crystal, and I feel like you could say obsidian is like a type of black colour. I don't know, I feel like this one could be like cheating a little bit, but I did see it and I was like, I might as well add it to the stack. Next one I have, I'm kind of terrified of this one. I don't know if I'm going to choose this one either. We've got Red Queen by Victoria Aveyard. I have been wanting to read this for a really long time, especially because it's meant to be really similar to Powerless. There was like a lot of controversial stuff happening with these two series recently actually, but this is like the original, so I do want to read it and see what I think. I've also just heard really negative things about this series overall, so I'm kind of terrified. And then the last one I have, I'm probably definitely not going to pick, and that is The Priory of the Orange Tree by Samantha Shannon. This has been on my bookshelves for such a long time for good reason, because like look how thick this thing is. I have really been struggling. Like my attention span recently has not been great. I've been in a slump. I've been trying to read like really short books, and so me reading a book like this is just honestly not going to happen. Like I'd be setting myself up for failure putting this on my TBR. Okay, I'm stuck between the Red Queen and the Obsidian Tower, because part of me really wants to choose the Obsidian Tower, but I know that you guys are going to be like, obsidian's not a colour, like you're cheating, so I think I'm going to have to go with the Red Queen just so I keep everyone happy. And I feel like it is very long overdue that I do read this series, so this is the first book for the TBR. Ooh, okay, this one is a book for the current season. In Australia, we are in summer at the moment, but literally as of tomorrow it is not going to be summer anymore, so that means that I have to actually choose an autumn fall sort of book. So let me choose a few options for this one. This is actually like the perfect time to get into like the fall season of reading as well, which that's like, yeah, perfect timing because we're literally going into a new season in March, so this is perfect. Okay, I've chosen 2 books for this prompt. The first one would literally be the perfect choice because I've been wanting to read this book for a couple of years as well, and it's literally like the perfect fall autumn sort of book, and that is The Pumpkin Spice Cafe by Laurie Gilmore. This is literally giving Gilmore Girls vibes. I love that the author's surname is literally Gilmore as well. Like maybe it's like a fake name, I don't even know, like a pseudonym or whatever, but I have heard really good things about this. I think it would be just a really cute and sweet little romance. I think it would be really easy to get to, and I just realized the writing in this book is like so big as well. Like this is like, this would not take me long to read at all. I don't know if you guys will be able to tell in like the video, but the writing's really big, so that's definitely a great option. And then the other one, this one's sort of just giving me the vibe of like fall and like staying inside and starting to get into that cozy season, and that is Akane by Lynette Noni. This is like part of a quite big series from her. I think it's like one of her first series, if not her first series as well, and I have read the Whisper duology from her, absolutely loved it, and I'm also currently reading the Prison Healer series, so that kind of like puts me off starting another series from her a little bit, just because I'd like rather focus on one series. But as much as I want to add this one to the TBR, I think I'm going to go with the Pumpkin Spice Cafe, just so I can wait and read this after I finish the Prison Healer trilogy. Prompt number 3, a title that starts with the first letter of the month. I feel like that literally goes hand in hand with like the season thing, like very much related to the month that we're going to be in. So I have to find books that start with the letter M. I don't know how many I'm going to have, so I might do ones that are like the, and then the second word starts with M, because I feel like that might be a bit easier, but I'll see what options I've got. Okay, I found 3 books that start with the letter M. That was actually a lot harder than I thought. Like, why does literally no book start with M? I think I've literally taken like every single one of them off my shelves because I cannot see anymore. So let's get into them. I'm not really that happy with these options, to be honest. I'm a little bit scared about all of these options, to be honest. So the first one is Meant to Be by Lauren Jackson. This is actually an Australian author and she's written a couple of books now, I believe, but I haven't actually read any of them yet, but I have been wanting to for such a long time. I just have put them off for some reason. I feel like it's because I don't really see many reviews of them, and so it kind of scares me a little bit. I think this would definitely be an easy read and like a great option. Another one that would be a great option, I think, is Mr. Wrong Number by Lynn Painter. The only thing putting me off this one is that I've heard that this one is like not her best. I think this is like one of the less loved Lynn Painter books, and so that kind of scares me a little bit as well, but I also know that her writing's very easy to get through, and so this would be a very easy book to read. And then the only other one I have is My Policeman by Bethan Roberts. I actually have literally no idea what this book is about. I know that it's quite loved from a lot of people and it's been on my TBR for quite a long time, and I haven't even watched the movie. I know that Harry Styles stars in the movie, but as I said, I haven't seen it, so I have no idea what to expect, but part of me really wants to add this to the TBR just to like push myself to read something that I probably wouldn't get to otherwise. So I think I'm going to put this one on the TBR. Don't get your hopes up that I'm actually going to read this, but if you have and you've loved this, please convince me to read it in the comments so I actually pick it up. Okay, prompt number 4. We're getting to the halfway point now, which is nice. I feel like this is taking a lot longer than I sort of anticipated, to be honest. I feel like whenever I've done TBR videos in the past, I've only chosen like 6 prompts, so this one's like a lot more than usual. This one is a book with a pink cover. I just realized I haven't even been showing you guys the prompts, but honestly you probably can't read them anyway because my writing's a little messy on these. I do always feel like books with pink covers are quite good prompts because I do have a lot of them on my TBR. Okay guys, I would choose a few books, but I've just seen one book and this is the book that I'm going to choose. Like, there is no doubt about it. I'm not even like, this is not even going to be a discussion. So I've already chosen this one, and that is Summer in the City by Alex Astor. Now this is actually an ARC copy, so this book is coming out in April, so I do definitely want to read it as soon as possible. And I was planning on taking it with me to New York because I am going there in April and it would be like perfect timing. Also don't want to damage an ARC book. Like, this ARC is so pretty, and I do have like a video idea planned where I'm going to be reading books set in cities that I'm traveling to. So this one is set in New York, so it would be the perfect time to add it to my March TBR. And you might be thinking, Emily, the cover's not pink, but the cover actually is pink of the actual book. It's just because this is an ARC, so that's like the actual cover. The spine's also pink. Like, I just think this is the perfect choice. So this is book number 4. Okay, prompt number 5. I'm kind of like getting sick of attaching the microphone to myself and taking it back off, so I'm going to do it down here now. Okay, this is another quite big one, a little bit scary. A book you've had, oh no, a book you've had on your TBR for 2+ years. There's a reason books stay on my TBR for that long, and that's because I'm terrified to read them. So there's definitely quite a few. I've got like 300 books on my TBR, so there's going to be a few options for this one. Okay, I've chosen 3 books here that have been on my TBR for, I believe, over 2 years, just from like kind of knowing how long that they've been sitting on my bookshelves untouched, and I am kind of interested to read all of these, so I feel like these are actually good options if I get to them. The first one is Beartown by Frederick Backman. I have never read a Frederick Backman book before, but I've heard amazing things about his writing, specifically this book in particular, and so I do definitely want to get to this. I actually bought this like from an op shop a couple of years ago, so this is actually a secondhand copy. I don't buy secondhand books very often, so when I do, I feel like they just sit on my bookshelves for a long time, but I've heard some incredible things about this, and some people that I take like quite a lot of recommendations from have also loved this. Next one is The House in the Cerulean Sea by TJ Klune. My mum actually read this recently. I don't know where she found it or saw it, but she did read it and she did really like it. And I know there's like a second book after this as well. Actually, I think there's like a second book to Beartown as well. So I feel like these are both like part of little series. And then the other book that's been on my TBR for a really long time is Dance of Thieves by Mary E. Pearson. I really want to read this and I really want to get to it, but this book has been intimidating me for such a long time. time. I think it's because every time I open it, I'm like, the writing is absolutely tiny. This book feels really thick as well. And so many people tell me that like I'm gonna love it and it's a type of fantasy that I would enjoy, but I've just still been intimidated. So I honestly just don't know at all. I really do not know what option to pick. I'm actually going to do a number generator on Google and number these because I literally will not be able to choose otherwise. I kind of feel the same about each of these books. So I've just put the numbers in. I'm going to screen record it as well and I'll add it on the screen. So we've got number 1, number 2 and number 3. So let's see what I get. Okay, I think it did work. It was just landing on 2 every single time. So Beartown by Frederick Backman. This is a really good choice, honestly. I'm really happy with this one. Okay, 3 prompts to go. We're getting closer to the end now. Ooh, okay, let your boyfriend choose a book. This one's really hard because he's actually not home right now. He's at work and I do not know if he's going to answer the phone. But I think that I'll send him a picture of my TBR cart because that's like kind of like my priority TBR in a way. And I'll get him to choose a book from that. It just might be that the reply is towards the end of this video, so I will message him that now. Okay, I just called him and sent him a photo and I was like, can you just like quickly choose a book for me? So I'm gonna sit here and wait for his response because he will be pretty quick. But okay, he's chosen... This is such a weird book to choose, honestly. He has chosen Love and Gelato by Jenna Evans Welch. This is another one that's been on my TBR for like 3+ years. So, I mean, it's kind of good that he's getting me to get to this, but I also feel like March is not really the season for this. I feel like I should have read this in summer, but I do think this would be a very easy book to read. So we've got another romance book to add to the TBR. Okay, I'm really liking how this TBR is like looking so far. Like it just looks really aesthetic. I'll show you guys the stack at the end. Prompt number 7. Oh, this one is a book that's been on your TBR for more than a year. That's like pretty much the same as the other one with the 2 years. So I think I'm going to put this one back and get a different one. Okay, take 2 of prompt number 7 because obviously that last one we've pretty much already had. Oh my god, I literally got the same one again. A book that's been on your shelf for 1 year, but this is like a different prompt. I've just got the same prompt in there multiple times. This is so annoying. Like, why is this not working out for me now? Hopefully this is the lucky prompt. Hopefully this one actually works. Guys, I can't even fake this. I just picked up the exact same prompt. I think this is a universe telling me that I need to choose another book that's been on my TBR for a long time, honestly. So let's just go with Dance of Thieves. I feel like this is a universe telling me that it's finally time for me to pick this up, and obviously I did really want to add this to the TBR before. Okay, last prompt. Hopefully this last one is actually a good one because these last few have just not worked out for me at all. A book over 500 pages. Okay, as well as it pains me to say that I'm gonna have to add such a big book to my TBR, I can definitely find one. So, okay, I am getting hot in here, but I've got 2 books here that are both over 500 pages, so let's go through them. I've got Cress by Marissa Meyer, which is the 3rd book in the Lunar Chronicles series. I'm actually really excited for this one because if you don't know, this series is kind of following different like fairy tales. The first one was Cinderella, very like loosely related, but the first one was Cinderella, second was Little Red Riding Hood, and then I think this one is Rapunzel based on the cover. And then the other option I have is Heir of Fire by Sarah J Maas, which is the 4th book in the Throne of Glass series. I did start with the Assassin's Blade, so this is the 4th book for me. There's like conflicting opinions on that, but this is the one I'm up to and it is well over 500 pages, so definitely something that I'd be interested in adding to my TBR because I do want to finish this series this year. Okay guys, you know it's hot in here when my camera literally just shut off and stopped working altogether, so I'm gonna have to be quick so that doesn't happen again. I think I was saying I do love both of these options, but because I just really want to continue the Throne of Glass series, I am gonna put Heir of Fire on my TBR. I might even like listen to this one as an audiobook because I feel like that'll make me more successful, but we'll see. So that was officially the last book going on my March TBR. As I said, like, look how aesthetic this stack looks. Like, I don't know what it is, but it's just like the color combination is so nice. So I'm really happy with these and I'm excited to see what I think of all of these books. If you have read any of these, please let me know your thoughts so I'm even more convinced to pick them up. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I absolutely love making videos like this. Even though I'm not necessarily successful in my TBR 100% ever, I still do love making these because I like having some sort of an idea of what I want to read during the month, even though I am a mood reader. So I hope you guys enjoyed it too, and I hope you guys loved this video. If you did, make sure to give it a like and subscribe to my channel if you don't want to miss more content from me. But with all of that being said, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will hopefully see you guys in my next one.